Today I want to show the analysis pipeline behind NQBotLive, how live market data starts inside NinjaTrader 8, moves through Python, gets turned into an AI market read, and ends up spoken on the YouTube stream. This video is only about the analyst side. I am not covering trade signals, order execution or automation in this one.
The first piece is NinjaTrader 8. I run an NQ chart with a custom indicator called UnifiedICT Indicator. It packages the live chart state into structured JSON. It sends price, bid and ask, session levels, prior day high and low, VWAP, RSI, Bollinger bands, AT-hour, moving averages, and the ICT structures I care about, like fair value gaps, breaks of structure, and change of character events. Instead of trying to make NinjaTrader talk directly to an AI model, NinjaTrader does what it is good at. It watches the chart and broadcasts clean market data.
On the Python side, NQBot orchestrator the main controller. It connects to that port through UnifiedICTClient. The client runs a background socket reader, keeps the newest valid market snapshot, and throws away stale Q data after blocking events like audio playback. That matters because if the analyst spends 40 seconds talking, I do not want the next cycle reading old ticks. I want the freshest snapshot available. The orchestrator then normalizes the NinjaTrader message into a simpler market data object.
The next step is ContextAssembler. This is where the system turns raw data into something an analyst can actually reason from. The ContextAssembler combines the current market snapshot with session context, tracked levels, recent dialogue, handoff notes between sessions, higher time frame bias, and any relevant event context. That is also where the system keeps continuity. If May talked about a level earlier, the next analysis is not supposed to sound like a brand new person with no memory. The context layer helps the analyst build on prior commentary while still respecting current price. There are also guardrails here. The prompt includes exact price assertions and truth data rules so the analyst does not invent levels that are not coming from the feed.
Once the context is ready, the orchestrator sends the request to the Jake API wrapper. Jake is the wrapper that builds the final analyst prompt. It pulls the right persona from system prompts, May for Asia, Jill for Europe, and Daphne for the US session. Then it combines that personality with the market data, the assembled context and the current task. Jake sends that prompt through OpenClaw, using the local OpenClaw profile. So from the viewer's perspective, this is the ChatGPT style analyst layer. From the system perspective, NinjaTrader never talks to the model directly. NinjaTrader feeds Python, Python builds the context, Jake wraps the prompt, and OpenClaw returns the analyst text. If the prompt gets too large, Jake can downgrade to a compact prompt. If the model comes back empty or malformed, the system has deterministic fallback text so the stream does not just stall.
The part that is easy to miss is that this is not just one AI voice reading a chart. The live show is built as a two-analyst system. Each session has a primary analyst and a second analyst. The female analyst is the primary voice, running through the Codex 5.3 gateway. She gets the first full read from the assembled market context and delivers the clean, structured breakdown, where price is, which levels matter, what would invalidate the idea, and what viewers should be watching next. Then the male analyst comes in as the second analyst, running through the Codex 5.4 gateway. His role is to add another layer of interpretation, challenge the first read when needed, and give the audience a second perspective before the market makes its next move. The timing matters. When the male analyst is scheduled to speak, the orchestrator can start generating his analysis while the female analyst is still being converted to audio and spoken. That way the string does not have a long dead pause between analysts. The key point is that this is not one AI generating a fictional back and forth. It is two individual AI analyst calls. The female analyst has her own prompt, her own session identity, and her own market read. The male analyst has his own prompt, his own voice, and his own independent response to the same market state. So the two-analyst system is not just for personality. It is part of the broadcast control layer. The female analyst gives the main analysis, and the male analyst can follow, challenge, or extend that read when the live market makes that useful.
The returned analysis does not go straight to air. The orchestrator validates it first. It checks for bad structure, stale levels, invented prices, repeated openings, text-to-speech unfriendly formatting, and wording that should not be spoken live. If the model says something too vague or structurally broken, the orchestrator can repair it, regenerate it, or replace it with a safe fallback. This is one of the most important parts of the pipeline. The AI is not treated as the final authority. It is treated as a draft analyst whose output has to pass live broadcast checks before viewers hear it. The same idea applies to the male analyst. A second analyst answer still has to be cleaned, normalized, and routed through the same broadcast discipline. Two voices do not mean two uncontrolled model outputs, they mean two controlled analyst turns.
After validation, the final text goes into dual voice TTS. That uses edge text-to-speech voices assigned to each analyst. The text is normalized for speech, converted into audio, and played through the local audio system. At the same time, the persona overlay writer updates a JSON file that the OBS browser source reads, so the correct analyst image can appear while that voice is speaking. OBS is also used for city opening graphics, bills, and other live show elements. OBS captures the chart, overlays, and generated audio, and that is what the viewer sees and hears on YouTube.
So the short version is, NinjaTrader reads the market, Python cleans and organizes the market. The co-host director decides whether this is a one analyst or two analyst turn. Jake and OpenClaw generate separate analyst commentary. Validators protect the broadcast. Text-to-speech gives each analyst a voice, and OBS sends the finished show to YouTube. That is the analysis pipeline. In the follow-up video, I will separate out the trade signal side, how the system moves from analysis into decision packets, watchdogs, and execution controls.